People today are driven by vastly different natures and concerns, almost as if everyone lives on their own isolated planet. But beneath all this apparent chaos and division, is there an invisible rule that actually governs how we behave and where we ultimately end up? To answer that, we have to zoom out from the human scale and look at the cosmos. Up there, we don't find chaos. We find a perfect rhythmic alternation between the night that covers the earth and the day that shines forth to reveal it. Just as the physical universe operates on undeniable, perfectly paired opposites, our actions are not random. Human existence is bound by a highly intentional, systemic law of cause and effect. This text shows the opening verses of Surah Al-Lail, which immediately establishes this exact framework of duality. The surah begins with an oath, swearing by the night when it covers and the day when it shines forth, two distinct colors of reality. Reading further down the page, we see how this framework extends beyond celestial bodies into biological reality, noting the divine oath by the creation of the male and the female species. The source material argues that these biological correspondences are too precise to be mere accidents. It suggests that even coincidence is subject to laws, and that this consistent harmony between opposites points to a planner who creates with a designated wisdom. So if the celestial orbits and our own biology are meticulously directed by a system of paired opposites, human morality is not left neglected. There is a strict cosmic law governing our choices. Despite the illusion of endless human diversity, the Quran groups all those scattered millions into just two camps. Every human life falls under one of two universal banners. The first profile is the giver. This is a person who is conscious of God, gives freely of their wealth, and firmly affirms al-Husna, the finest promise. Look at how this momentum builds. When a person makes that choice, Allah responds with a mechanism called Al-Yusrā, or divine facilitation. He actively makes the path of goodness even easier for them, creating a frictionless momentum. This divine facilitation manifests physically and psychologically. An effortless tranquility flows into their steps, their daily affairs, and everyone around them. Giving and God consciousness are the starting points for this compounding momentum. Once the choice is made, it carries them toward ultimate success with increasing ease. The opposing banner belongs to the miser. This is the person who hoards their wealth, arrogantly deems themselves self-sufficient from God, and denies the truth. This triggers the mechanism of Al-ʿUsrā, or the way of hardship. In a total reversal of the first path, Allah eases this person toward ruin by making evil, deviation, and rugged paths feel accessible, effectively removing barriers to their own destruction. Here is the trap. The miser believes they are succeeding. In reality, they are constantly stumbling, forced to make increasingly severe deviations to cover up previous errors. When they inevitably hit the bottom of those deviations, the wealth they hoarded to protect their precious independence becomes utterly useless. True divine punishment often begins long before the afterlife. It manifests as a facilitation toward ruin, wrapped in the dangerous illusion of earthly self-sufficiency. Because Allah has made guidance perfectly clear to human nature, these two accelerating paths cannot drift aimlessly. They must logically collide with two inescapable final destinations. The first destination belongs to al-Ashqā, the most wretched. Their momentum terminates in a blazing, fiercely raging fire. This passage explaining verses 14 and 15 proves this isn't arbitrary. Entering this fire is the ultimate self-inflicted ruin, the exclusive endpoint for the one who actively denied the call and deliberately turned away. Divine justice requires consequence. The momentum of lifelong denial and hoarding logically guarantees a destiny of absolute wretchedness. In total contrast stands al-Atqa, the most God-conscious. They are kept entirely far from the fire and destined for ultimate happiness. Reaching this rank requires an incredibly specific motivation. As this text outlines, they give their wealth purely to purify themselves and seek the face of their Lord, expecting zero earthly gratitude or repayment. The reward isn't described as a physical landscape, but a total psychological condition, pure contentment pouring into their heart. The universe operates on undeniable binaries. The board is set, the momentum of ease and hardship is real, and the ultimate destinations are fixed. Which of the two paths are you choosing today?